Immunocal? Immunocal gave me my life back. For 4 years, I was in a lot of pain because of fibromyalgia, and I felt like I had no life. I was in bed most of the time, and I was in so much pain, and I couldn't even go to work, or if I did, it was just a couple hours, and after that I had to spend the rest of the time in bed. And we happened to spend thousands of dollars, all kind of care, and nothing really seemed to work. And I felt like I didn't have a social life. Then a friend of mine told me about Immunocal, and then I didn't want to try it because I thought, oh no, a new product, more money to spend. And after that we said, well, why not try it? What do I have to lose? After only a week on Immunocal, I couldn't believe it. My pain subsided a lot. I felt so much better. And now every week I feel that I'm getting more strength, and I have less and less pain, and I have more energy. So it's really fantastic because I feel that I have my life back, and we have a social life now, and I can go back to work, and I don't spend all my time in bed.
Well, Immunocal has been a lifesaver. My wife was chronically ill and a lot of pain, and within just a few short weeks the pain subsided. She was able to regain her strength and her health. I started taking the product myself. I couldn't believe how much better I felt. Stronger immune system, better toned muscles, my arthritis in my knee went away, and I feel much stronger and healthier. I think it's a wonderful product.
I started to use the product myself. I really love it. I will make sure the product's in my kitchen cabinet so my family can use it. And I recommend everyone will use the product to keep their health.
I started taking Immunocal a year and a half ago because at the age of 57, I had been troubled with a prostate problem, or what I was told was a prostate problem, for almost a decade. And this problem had diminished my ability to push urine out of my body to about 50% of what had been normal. I had taken other nutritional supplements that are supposed to deal with prostate health. None of them gave me any relief or created any significant change. After only 5 days on Immunocal, the problem disappeared totally and hasn't returned in a year and a half. After taking Immunocal for about a month, I woke up one morning and noticed that the aches and pains that I had been having for quite some time, which I attributed to simply getting older and which are related to arthritis in my neck and ankles, weren't there anymore. I haven't suffered from those aches and pains since that moment in time.
As a physician who's been in actual medical practice for just this side of 40 years, I've had many opportunities to observe metabolic problems manifested through the aging process of many of my patients. And Immunocal offers us a chance to reverse some of the ravages of time and actually see improvements that I have never witnessed before.
In the late 80s, Dr. Bunos met Dieter Beer, an Austrian-German businessman. Together they formed a scientific research company called Immunotec Research. Dieter financed the legal work required to obtain 6 North American patents for Immunocal. At first, Dr. Bunos began to make small quantities of Immunocal under close supervision right in Montreal. But ultimately, his search for the highest quality whey protein concentrate led to a dairy located in the heartland of America. The area this dairy is located in has one of the lowest levels of pollution in the country. The herd has never been given antibiotics and does not consume food containing pesticides. Immunotec Research packages Immunocal under the highest pharmaceutical standards. Dr. Jimmy Gutman, author of the GSH Handbook, tells us what glutathione does for the body.
Now, with all this research being done in glutathione, all these thousands of articles that are coming out, people still ask the question, why can't I just eat glutathione? In fact, you can't eat glutathione. What happens when you eat glutathione? It gets broken down in your digestive tract and it ends up being passed. The only way To raise glutathione in your body is to eat the building blocks for your body to manufacture glutathione. We call these building blocks precursors. All that Immunocal does is supply your body with the precursors to make glutathione. A person can, in the comfort of his own home, take a package of this product, mix it up, and ingest it. And once you eat the Immunocal, it enters your digestive tract. It's safely passed into your intestine. It's very easily absorbed. Once it's absorbed, it gets picked up in your bloodstream. And it is the building blocks of precursors that are traveling through your bloodstream. When these precursors get to your cells, there are certain amino acids that are released into the cell, and the cell itself starts to manufacture glutathione.
Dr. Bunos's breakthrough discovery of this immunostimulating powder led to the full development and eventual marketing of Immunocal by Immunotec Research. In 1996, attorney Alex Konigsberg introduced Dr. Bunos and Dieter Beer to Chuck Roberts, who owned Evergreen Products. They joined forces to bring Immunocal to market through direct sales. In a recent lecture, Dr. Alan Summersall, in his own inimitable way, drew attention to the importance of Dr. Bunos's discovery.
You know, after 20 years of being very concerned in the wellness industry, concerned about what the individual could do for their own self-protection. In fact, even after going through medical school and being involved in medical practice, I had never had this particular idea go through my mind of the individual cell protecting itself. See, each particular cell in the body is trying to protect itself for its own health. The cell on the face is protecting itself against an ultraviolet ray when you're sunbathing. A cell in the gut is protecting itself from a carcinogen that gets into the diet. Every cell in the body is protecting itself on a daily basis. And in order to do that, this cell has its own defensive mechanism. And that's where glutathione is so important. It's the cell's principal defensive molecule in its own defense. And what Dr. Bunos was able to do was to allow us to take an action step, to do something to enable the cell, to facilitate the cell being able to make more glutathione in its own protection. And by being able to do that, I think he has started a revolution.
John H. Molson tells us why healthy people and even athletes can expect better performance by using Immunocal.
Now, what we found with Immunocal is that it positively affects the immune system. In other words, it can reduce the incidence of upper respiratory illness in athletes. So what does that mean for the athlete? Well, typically athletes will get sick 2 to 3 to 4 times a year. And for a professional athlete, or for the owner of a professional team, that can mean lost dollars. So Immunocal can positively affect the team or the athlete by improving the athlete's immune system and thus less downtime. The second major criteria is recovery. We know for a fact that oxidative stress induces injuries to the muscle, thereby having muscle soreness after intense training. What Immunocal does is it ups or increases the antioxidant quantity in the cell, thus regulating the injury induced by oxidative stress in the muscle. As a consequence, the professional athlete will be able to train more frequently at a higher level rather than having to wait for the soreness to abate. The third primary area is that of of performance. And what we've seen with Dr. Lanza's work at the Montreal Children's Hospital was athletes taking Immunocal had a 13.5% increase in their performance versus no increase in the placebo group. Now this is fairly dramatic if you think that races are won and lost by a matter of seconds.
There are now tens of thousands of people who are using Immunocal daily to improve and maintain good health. It is the definitive wellness product for the new millennium. However, Immunocal not only promotes wellness, but it is patented to treat some serious illnesses. Immunocal has actually helped save the lives of many people. Here are a few case studies.
Immunocal to me has been like a resurrection. It has been like coming back from death to life.
The case of this lady I'm referring to, she had